Uh, so while at the same time, art, aesthetics, imagination, creativity, that can have many interpretations. Mostly, it starts out with having a fictional scenario of the future world or some kind of a world with new technologies, spectacular technologies, and modern lifestyles. Or it can be comical, representing what Marvel movies represent, superhumans. The real interest in all that is the design that you introduce through the idea of fiction. For example, if you introduce a new design of architecture of spectacular future cities of the world, as it is so apparent in Star Trek movie, or you are representing superhuman properties to a certain version of uh, utopia, but still having a scientific approach is important. I mean, I have been reading fiction since I was a child. Urdu fiction. What is Urdu fiction? Arabian Nights, Umro Yar Ki Zambil. Ishfaq Ahmed has written so many books. Uh, all those fictional characteristics would put you into a dream world. While fiction would have a mix of a reality and suppositions. Uh, Most of the fiction available, are, in Arabic or in Urdu, represents it through the values that represent an Islamic society. Similarly, fiction which is being written in India or in the West is really oriented towards their cultural values. And then the scientific world has its own representation of fiction, and that's, you can read it through so many comics. I mean, this Marvel movies is one of the best examples of what kind of fiction, futuristic world, and the assumptions of a world with superheroes with a modern contextual idea would represent. So, being a growing up child, I mean, you are fascinated with fiction, but still you would have common sense to know that, it's fiction. And the purpose is just, I know that, most of the people, most of the youth would represent common sense as I have represented it through reading a lot of work which was fiction, which is artistic, which represents such an aesthetic ideas, which would fascinate you, but then oriented towards reality would be so important that usually happens when you go to school and read subjects like science and even Islamiyat and Mashat Ilum, social studies. And then this your education would then allow you to be enrolled into college and university, and for me I did a PhD. Now what is reality? I mean, yes, I mean Bollywood, Hollywood amazes me. I mean, of course it is an aura of those actors, these, I mean, so if you can start, I mean, this Mission Impossible of with 7 coming, where Tom Cruise it's a legacy of Tom Cruise, who is a great actor. I mean, a fascinating person, with very good expressive personality. I'm just kind of a shy person with limited social circle. So it's good, but then of course the world of media represents stories of political leaders, while at the same time being Muslims, we are so lucky to know our Islamic roots, and then would know and read about the last Prophet of Allah Ta'ala, the greatest human being that ever lived among humanity, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his family and his companions. But then again, it is all rooted in reality. I mean, if you can imagine, especially Islam is rooted in reality. And so there is what I'm trying to say in this blog is, where you are going to orient fiction in your life. I mean, this idea, this dream, dreams. Dreams are very important. We know the example of Hazrat Ibrahim and Hazrat Ismail, that even within religion, dream is considered to be very important. while at the same time Americans, the immigrants, are used to be called dreamers. The people who have ideas, who have dreams, who have ideas of a perfect utopian lifestyle, of a modern and scientific world, were then allowed to immigrate to the United States of America, and that's why it is called the country of immigrants, who have changed the world with their dreams. I mean, having a dream, I mean, daydreaming is something else. I mean, having an idea of a perfect world. I mean, I can even consider I'm a dreamer, while at the same time I've written so much to then represent a certain idea, which is not mine actually, but then it is such a player. I mean, this is common among humanity. And once you read about a great idea, you're fascinated by it, and you might spend a whole lifetime working on it. And that's so true for academia, for people who are PhDs and who are into research, but still for some